So today we will discuss the palatine tonsil. The palatine tonsil, which is almond shaped structure, it lies in the tonsillar fossa. This is tonsillar fossa where the palatine tonsil are present. The tonsil is having two surfaces, one is medial surface and another one is lateral surface. It's having two border, one is anterior border, another one is posterior border. It's having two pole, upper pole and the lower pole. So the anterior border is in relation with palatoglossal arch. This is palatoglossal arch and muscle. And the posterior border, it is in relation with, this is palatopharyngeal arch and the muscle. The upper pole is having a relation with the soft palate. If you see, this is soft palate. And the lower pole is having relation with tongue. So the medial surface of the palatine tonsil, this covered by the stratified squamous epithelium, which is non-keratinized and having 12 to 15 clefts. If you see these clefts, so these 12 to 15 clefts, it lies in the medial surface of the tonsil. If you see these clefts, these are the clefts. And the superior one, which is the larger one, which is known as intratonsillar. This is intratonsillar cleft. So if the lateral surface, we move with the diagrammatically. The lateral surface of tonsil, this is the soft palate and the half of the part I have tried to make a hemisection. So this tonsillar fossa lie in the palatoglossal and the palatopharynx. The tonsil, which is covered by, this is hemicapsule, which is the continuation of the fascia. This is known as the hemicapsule of tonsil. So this capsule superiorly, it is loosely attached with the wall of the pharynx or the superior constrictor muscles, but inferiorly it is attached with the tongue by a ligament. This one is known as the suspensory ligament. This is suspensory ligament of the tonsil, which lie in front of the palatoglossal and the palatopharyngeal arch. More laterally, having a loose areolar tissue. This is loose areolar tissue in which the palatine vein is present. This is palatine vein. After descent from the palate, before it pierces the wall of the pharynx, it lies laterally in the loose areolar tissue, which is very important for a surgeon during tonsillectomy. More laterally, this tonsil, it forms the tonsillar bed. The tonsillar bed, which is formed by the pharyngobacillary fascia, then the buccopharyngeal fascia, and the muscular part, muscles which are involved in the tonsillar bed. These are the superior constrictor and the palatopharyngeal muscle. More laterally, we have a number of arterial supply, arterial branches to the tonsil, and one important, that is the glossopharyngeal nerve, which also lies to the lateral to this tonsil. Then moving to the blood supply of this tonsil, the tonsil is rich in blood supply. It is supplied by the external carotid artery. So the external carotid artery is having 8 branches. Out of the 8, one the lingual artery. Lingual artery, it sends branches to the tonsil. The facial artery, it also sends branches to the tonsil. The ascending pharyngeal is the branch of external carotid artery, like medially. It also sends branch to the tonsil. And the terminal branch of the external carotid artery is maxillary artery. It sends the greater palatine artery, which sends branches to the tonsil. So the tonsil is rich in blood supply, and main branches lingual, facial, and the ascending pharyngeal, and the terminal branch maxillary, which are responsible for the blood supply to the tonsil. So this is the blood supply of the tonsil, which is very important. Another, the venous supply, that is through the palatine vein as well as the facial vein. The lymphatic drainage through the jugular digastric, but there is no efferent lymphatics. nerve supplied through the glossopharyngeal nerve as well as the lesser palatine nerve. So this one is the structure where the palatine, this palatine tonsil is present in the tonsillar fossa or the tonsillar sinus. So we have tried to make the soft palate in relation with the palatine tonsil, and this is the section where the